Today is Memorial Day, 2026. I learned something about myself again today. It's amazing how no matter how old I am, I keep learning things about myself, especially over the last 18 years, things that I never knew, things that I never paid attention to. Um, I think in New York, keep that in mind. Growing up on the streets in New York, in the Bronx, living in shelters and on the trains and on the streets for so many years, that language is embedded in my brain. So I think in New York. And what I have to do a lot of times is I have to filter what I say because most people don't speak New York, you know, which is where a lot of the cursing comes from. Add to that my history and being a truck driver and not giving a shit on the radio for so many years. You know, I said it before. I said it in the Bad Boy Buddha videos. I am more ashamed to deny who I truly am than to do something that somebody would disapprove of. Anyway, so that's a funny thing. The first thing is that I think in New York, so keep that in mind. All right. Today, especially with this story coming up. Second thing today, my little buddy, Ayo. You know what I noticed about him today? Um, we have two flights of stairs to go to the basement to do laundry. And forever, he's been going up and down with me. But today, he stopped at the top of the stairs in the basement, and he's been doing that. I noticed it today, but I've noticed it a few times over the last month, where he just stays at the top of the steps. And today, since I've had these developments about him being 91 and, you know, all of a sudden it's taken on a life of its own. And I hear this old man at the top of the steps saying, fuck that. Yo, I'll stay up here. I'll wait for you up here. I'll watch from up here. But I ain't fucking going down there if I ain't got to go down there. And what, go back up and then have to go back upstairs? No. I'm waiting right here. And it's so funny, you know? Like, the relationship I have with this dog is so funny. Because I hear him talking to me like that all the time. You know, I don't fucking think so. Dude, let's go. Yo. That's how he talks to me. Number 3. You know that saying, love thy neighbor? Love thy neighbor. My dog, we walk all over my neighborhood, and I call him the mayor because he knows everybody and everybody knows him. I mentioned this before, right? But there's one neighbor who lost a dog a while ago, and I dropped off a card for her and some treats for the other little guy. She had 2 dogs. And when she lost the one she lost, she had her for a long time. And I know she was heartbroken. I'm heartbroken. When my friends lose animals, I had a friend who, you know, had a dog at a sitter, and another dog got out and killed his dog. I know my friend. He had her for like 12 years or 10 years, you know. So we get attached to our animals. So now Mr. Otto, his friend, Mr. Otto has this really loud bark, really loud, piercing bark, right? He's a beagle, little fat guy, too. He's about this wide. He's not too tall, but he's like a brick on wheels, and he's animated. You know, he's 5, so he's still got a lot of energy in him, you know, and he's really playfully aggressive, not a stitch unless you go after him or his friend. He defended Ayo the other day, you know, because the dog came up barking the wrong way. You see, New York. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read a text that I sent her. This is what I said. I said, I sure hope you don't mind when I come in, I let Ayo off the leash. Because when I go over to their house or to their yard, I always just like pop them off the leash. Because him and Otto, they love running around and playing with each other. And I know they don't mind. They were the ones that said, yeah, come on in, let them out, you know. And I asked, of course, before I let them loose in the house the first time. You know, can I let them off? And I always ask, you know, it's polite. Um, I sure hope you don't mind when I come in. I let AO off the leash because he loves playing with Otto. He does. I think that beagle is adorable. I absolutely love him too. His bark is like when you cut the tail off a pit bull, or when a dog loses a leg and you got a tripod for a mutt. It doesn't matter to us. We love them no matter what. That's how I feel about Mr. Otto and every one of God's creatures. I live by three rules in life. I say that happiness is as easy as ABC. A, accept everything as is. B, be grateful for everything as is. And C, cherish everything as is. You know. Aya wants to know when Otto's birthday is. Now, the reason I ask her that is because today, as I'm walking by the house, I hear, Bobby, Bobby, you know, and I turn around and I come in, I let them off the leash, and they bought Ayo a bag of really healthy. They know I feed my dog good food, so they feed their dogs good food. So she bought these bones that Ayo loves. Every time he goes over there, he always grabs a treat. And she always sends us home with treats, you know. So it was so adorable that she gave me this bag of dog bones, and she said, "This is for Ayo's birthday, you know, which is coming up in June." You know, and it was really interesting. As I'm walking away and I'm walking home, man, my heart, the warmth that I felt in my body and in my soul, that my neighbor remembers my dog's birthday and treats him like a little birthday boy when he comes in, you know. And she's always commenting, he looks so young and healthy, you know. So I'm walking away with this feeling, and I hear that saying, love thy neighbor, you know. But there was an addition to that saying, and thy neighbor will love thee back. That's what paying attention has to offer. Have a great Memorial Day. Remember what it's really about.